So we've got that on there like that, and I feel that that's I feel that right there where that's at is good. So I'm going to try to capture that. But sometimes you have to move that around. I'm going to tighten that up so it don't get away. Now I'm going to check it again. Okay. You know what? I believe that'll work. Now you see how simple that was? How simple. There's nothing more complicated than that. Okay, now the wiring on to make the engine run is I actually put together a long spark plug wire with an alligator clip and a spark plug terminal on this end, because this part over here is high tension and it's really a little too much for 11 or 12 gauge wire. I've had the spark plug out, you know, crank it it's just an old plug that was on the workbench. It's not a new one. I just did clean it off with a rag, put her in there. So we put that onto the spark plug, and you put this onto the spark plug terminal on the buzz coil, making good contact on both ends. The ground wire from the buzz coil, making a good contact there, comes around to the, let's go to the ground on the ignition system. Make it easy. The hot one, the positive, comes around to the positive here, and then the other half of the circuit is from the negative on the battery to the negative on the micro switch. Now, I don't want the engine to start, but I'm going to turn it to see if I hear a buzz. Oh yeah. See, now we've got the engine with the ignition system working. Now, the next thing to do, this engine here has the fuel pump on it that was on the workbench. Look back in another video that had the lever on it. So you turn the flywheel where that the lever is in the uppermost stroke to make it easy. And then you pump that lever. It's best not to stick your hand through the flywheel spoke, so let me caution you on that. And to make a safety, I'm going to disconnect this. Now I can do that with safety. And you just pump up your fuel pump. I'm looking down in the mixer. Actually, a question was, what's the difference between a mixer and a carburetor? Well, one difference is a mixer don't have an idle circuit, and a carburetor does. Okay, now just that many, I pumped it too much. It's running over the spillway in there. So, open up the choke completely open. Completely open. Do not choke your engine. I mean, I'm going to open this right here I've never started it, so I don't want to flood it on the get-go. So I'm only going to open that about an eighth or a quarter of a turn. Now let's see if it'll start. And I think that the governor, I think all of that's adjusted. It's in its outermost position. The mechanism is all adjusted to the way the book was. So let's give it a turn and see if it'll start. Oh. Oh. Woo! Fun in the backyard on the east coast of Arkansas. Now, how many turns was that? You all can count them. That's the first time this engine's been started. That's the oil that was on the rings when it was installed. to adjust that. Governor is worked its way out. You know, that's all they are to starting an engine. And that muffler is the one that we've made and put the glass pack. And I am going to over-oil the engine enough to where it will foul the spark plug a couple of times, because I want to oil the rings, the piston. I want to oil everything too much on the get-go. This oils that bearing, that oils that bearing, that oils grease, that grease that bearing, that grease that bearing, that greases the camshaft. This one out here on the end of the crankshaft greases the big end of the rod. The drip oiler drips through the sleeve into the piston, through the hole in the piston onto the wrist pin, and then it slings off. First time we started this engine, I can look down in there and see that. Oh yes, I forgot to mention you. I did fill the fuel tank completely full until it was running over with Kemp fuel, Coleman fuel, low octane. Oh, your engine will run much better on a low octane fuel, as you can see. I'll have to work on that needle valve adjustment. But, you know, I just wanted to put something out there, you know, a running engine there to take the monotony off of the snail's pace that the baling wire engine is traveling at. Oh yeah, I believe this one right here is going to settle down to be a good runner. No reason it shouldn't be. I had the bearings out when I took the piston out, you know. I had the big end bearings out. I cleaned them up and re-shimmed them when I put them back there. That whole operation to put rings and take that all out was no more than 45 minutes. Now, as you can see, I have the oiler open way up there. I'm really feeding the oil to it. Probably 10 or 12 drops a minute with that much smoke. But that's what I want on this initial running I want it to be over oiled. Hey, y'all leave a comment now. I'm going to leave that oil turned up high. Let her go ahead. Hey, you know what I better do? Oh, I forgot. Man, I better put some water in that hopper. Well, y'all can see that the duct tape girl has been by. She says, "What are you doing out there?" I said, "I'm going to put that EK mag on that there engine and start it up." She said, "Where's that crank handle you got to go with it?" I said, "You know where it's at." She said, "Let me have it." And this right here is about the best. If you got a crank handle with one of these M's that's got an EK mag on it, this right here is the best thing to do with your crank. You know, duct tape it to the porch post. And all I done there to bring you all up to snuff on this here little old M 1.5 horsepower. I took that other ignition system off of there and bolted that there EK up on there. Cranked it over there with the flywheels. No crank handle used. Did start there on the first turn, I'm going to say, but in all honesty, it was about 3 turns. The EK magneto there made by Wyco. I did put a little piece of sandpaper to them flywheels there, you know, kind of start dressing them up, and it's been running. That engine's been running here for about, I'm going to say, an hour or so, and I'm going to let her go ahead and run a little bit more there. Sounds pretty good. Pretty good report there out of the back check valve back ender. Working as it's supposed to. And that EK right there now, a long time ago, I'm going to say 2 years or more, I did go ahead and take that EK apart, put it back together, and charge the magnets in it. And, you know, it's still good. Okay, that's enough of this one. Let's get on to something else.